It's TGI Friday on the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller, thank you for joining us. I'm really excited. Tomorrow is going to be the Ray Merriman interview that I did on Monday. In lieu of reading the newsletter, I'm going to play the entire interview with Ray. So that will be tomorrow, replacing or supplementing, really, the financial astrology piece that we normally would do. If you're interested on an old pro's take on what's going on in the world, you'll want to catch that tomorrow morning. All right, now, we have a lot to do today, so let's jump right into it. We have one big thing each of the next 3 days. So I was thinking, if it's okay with you, why don't we tackle each of the big ones, and then we can come down and break apart some of the other things. The only big one today is a big one. 9:50 p.m., the sun squares Uranus. So this is an Aquarius Taurus square, just like we had with Saturn. You remember that? Saturn squared Uranus. And in fact, Ray and I talk about that on the interview you will hear tomorrow and its implication in the financial markets. Taurus, of course, being the financial planet. Tomorrow, the sun squares Uranus. That also could have surprises built in for us individually. I am going to be doing some extra intending around this over the next day or two. Also, one other thing I'm doing personally is I was looking at some money decisions earlier in the week, some things that would be rather impactful. I'm going to set those aside until early next week. Just going to let that energy pass. It is a square after all. So that's big one number one today. That time again, 9:50 p.m. The big one tomorrow is also in the evening, 10:28 p.m. Venus, remember we talked about Venus yesterday in its positive aspect to the nodes of the moon. Well, tomorrow night, Venus in Pisces is in a square with Mars in Gemini. Men, let me speak to you for a minute. The correct answer is yes. For 36 hours, yes. Ladies, you've got 36 hours. War and peace and love and money is basically what that is, right? It's going to be hot. Is it going to be hot tensiously or is it going to be hot passionately? Well, you get to choose. Another good justification of setting important money decisions aside for a few days. Just go ahead and push it out. And then obviously, if you've been looking in the night sky at all, you know that we have been building toward a full moon. Yes, we have, and it is Sunday. That's the other one. Now, the full moon on Sunday will not be visible. It will be at 1:28 p.m. So your best viewing is going to either be Saturday night or Sunday night, probably about equal on that. I guess we're probably closer to the Sunday evening sky, but it will already be waning. So if you'd like to see it in its waxing state, catch it Saturday evening. Now, I said we would skip around and back up because to have a Leo full moon, we have to have a Leo moon. Well, we get that tomorrow morning early, 3:48 a.m. Eastern Time, the moon enters Leo. Don't worry about the void, of course, today on Friday. It doesn't happen until just a couple of hours before that ingress or that transition into Leo, so everything happens for most of us while we're asleep on Saturday morning. Now, you know how we talk about full moons being those periods of the month where if you talk to a police officer or a school teacher or somebody working in the emergency room at the hospital, etc., they always roll their eyes and they go, oh yeah. Well, if that's normally a full moon, how about one with Uranus at a T-square to that full moon? In other words, sun and moon are opposite each other, correct? Well, Uranus is going to be just under 2 degrees removed. It's about 1 degree and 40 minutes removed from that axis of the full moon. Uranus is also direct, as is all the planets, so bring your barrels of monkeys of fun and come to the full moon party. How do we prepare for this? Well, number one, if you've never joined us on Level Up, this would be a great first time to pop in and see what we're about. That's Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel, Fun Astrology Podcast, and our private Facebook group. The other thing, and I think this is getting so important every day, it doesn't matter really the aspects in the sky, but it wouldn't hurt over the next 2 days ahead of Sunday, do some powerful intending. Do some staying in your spiritual Zen zone. If something or somebody is rattling you away from that, try to put some boundaries on that. Try to get on your A game, and anything that's distracting you from that, see if it can deflect at least for a couple of days into next week. Wow, we set it all up under 6 minutes. How about that? I hope you have a wonderful weekend. See you back with this very exciting and relevant interview with Ray Merriman tomorrow about what all is going on in our world as we talk about these 2 new audiobooks that are out. Have a great day. TGI Friday, everybody. See you tomorrow with Ray, Sunday night on Level Up, and back here on Monday.